Welcome back to our final round coverage from the 2018 Konopiste Open here in Benisov, Czech Republic. We have the back nine lead card, big sexy commentary with you, Nate Sexton and Jeremy Koling.
And that kid as well. He's gonna be there one day too.
Yeah, we'll see if we can hear from him.
We had obviously Eagle McMahon just still off to a 7-stroke lead with only 9 to go. Most likely we have a first-time major champion. Well, regardless, I believe we have a first-time major champion to be crowned today.
If one of the Crush Boys gets it done.
That's right. But Simon Lizotte, 8 down the front 9, really getting things done, putting as much pressure as he can on Eagle.
10th hole, par 3, 112 meters, breaking to the right. Perfect time for a long forehand or a turnover mid-range. The gap is more narrow than it looks, though, between these two sets of branches, so you have to be careful that you don't get cut down in the prime of life up there on the right side.
Yeah, that tree on the left side really does come into play if you're trying to throw a typical hyzer to swing in at that right angle, so you kind of have to throw something that maybe flips up. And you see Simon here going with the backhand turnover. We've seen him go with that German-dyed PD2 in the last couple of rounds.
With the forehand.
Yeah. And he's changing his gameplay. And and that was looking like it was tracking the bullseye, but has caught that inner branch that you were mentioning.
And Eagle says, I'll take a stroke back.
Yeah, I think he will. In the bullseye there.
Uh-oh.
And if this thing doesn't catch a lot of edge quick, yeah.
It's overstable, but it's not that overstable. The grass here not allowing a whole lot of skip.
No, it's kind of like the fescue from St. Andrews. Just gobbles it all up.
Little short, maybe a forward roll. Still going to be quite some distance on the putt.
And I believe that was German for, gosh darn it, dang it, darn it.
That's very close. Definitely in spirit. Oh, and Will with a nice bid there just off the top. Simon with just his second par of the day.
I wish I had a secret language I could speak that nobody would understand.
That isn't exactly German, but you could make up a new language, perhaps.
It basically is. I mean, I don't understand it.
That's true.
Do you understand it?
I did take 2 years in high school.
Oh, wow.
So I can sling a few insults. 11th hole, par 5, 311 meters. This is the Eagle opportunity on this course, the main one anyway. Big drive through the gap, turning right, flex it back, and then you can go for either a long flat to hyzer or a long flex. Get up there by the basket and see if you can make your putt for 3. How many Eagles have we had thus far through 3 rounds?
We
pushing 20?
The most Eagles actually came on day 1. We had 12 on day 1 alone. Or maybe it was 8.
I think it was 8.
8 and then 5 and then another 5.
Okay.
And
so
the field size
pushing
was
20, definitely.
Mm-hmm. Field size was cut down for the last round, like we mentioned on the front 9, so not quite as many on the final day.
If this flexes, no, that's not great. Simon loading up a PD2.
And that's tight, but can it break around the corner? It appears as if it has. Didn't get to see that thing finish, so not quite sure if he had made it a long ways past that or if it just stayed there on the corner.
Seppo doesn't quite get the turn. And Will also a little too straight, so everybody catching some branches on this shot.
Pretty surprising here. This is especially with the Eagle drifting off to the right side fairway, that's a big opportunity for I don't even want to say that. I mean, he's 8 strokes back with 8 to go. Is it even worth saying like he can still make a run? Really, what Simon's chasing is making sure that he's holding off everybody from the chase card. At this point.
Absolutely.
And actually, it's worth noting that Paul McBeth is off to an incredible start from the chase card. At this point in the round, I believe he was 9 down through 11 holes.
Wow. The real question, though, is did he birdie hole 1? As you may have noticed on the front 9, I was getting too excited thinking Paul McBeth was on the lead card. He clearly is not.
No, he was not, and he did not birdie hole 1. He
birdie.
finished
The
4 over
continues.
on hole 1. And Simon appears that he got out, and so did Eagle, actually.
And
this
up
is
there.
Actually looking really good. If that can hyzer back, that's going to put Simon in a position.
Oh, yes.
That putt is going to leave Simon a chance to go 7 down on this hole in 4 rounds.
It's made for him.
It really is. But, I mean, he's playing it like a par 4, and in some ways it kind of is like the world's hardest par 4. But it's not one that you really see many threes on unless your name is Simon Lizotte or something that sounds like that.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe Simon lays up.
Ooh, Eagle just low on his bid. And Simon does connect 7 under on hole 11 for the tournament.
And that means that he as well is at 9 down through 11. Or does that make him... No, that makes him 10 down through 11.
2 pars.
Mm-hmm. He's got 2 pars and an eagle now, so he is 10 down through 11. So that pace that is being set by McBeth on the chase card isn't even good enough.
No. It rarely is at this tournament, man. No matter how good you're doing, it's just not good enough. Hole 12, par 4, breaking right. You want to throw a big high turnover mid-range or a forehand. Find this landing zone and then hope you're set up with a good angle to get between these trees, under the low branches, over the water, and find that uphill green.
You forgot about past the bush.
Past the bush.
Past the bush on the green.
Bushes.
Yep.
And then there's a really big stinging nettle forest that Simon's going to bring into play with this crazy shot.
He did it yesterday, and he's done it again today.
Cutting the corner over the top. There's no cameraman on the planet could film this shot.
Mm-hmm. The candidate for the hardest shot to possibly film. This wins every single time. We know it's in the stinging nettle forest. You'll just have to take our word for it.
Yeah, we'll see if he gets stung. He could be. There's some grass back there. It's likely pretty good.
And Eagle has hit this fairway ideal. That's going to put him in a really great place to throw his approach shot to the green.
And look at Seppo. He's been doing this play. No one else is doing this that I've seen. Going around this tree to really make the disc move to the right.
Oh, man. And once again...
And it's not working that great. I like the idea of it.
Because it's really moving right.
Yeah.
He's getting that wide angle coming in and really making that gap as wide as it possibly can be. But
it's just being a little bit too tight, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Not quite getting the full range of flight there that he's looking for.
Will lays up to the water's edge. And Eagle looks like forehand is the shot for him over the lake.
This is
really your last chance for a disaster, this hole.
Oh, and it appears as if he's getting the green flag.
It's was not perfect, but it's safe.
That was a bit scary. For no other reason than, nice shot there from Seppo. For no other reason than you just don't want the man to lose one of his discs.
Certainly not. But really, this hole is the last potential for a triple bogey.
Sure.
Like, this is the one that you could imagine something like that happening.
And there were 4 triple bogeys, 5 double bogeys, 21 bogeys. A lot of not great scores on this hole. And Simon, great score on this hole.
Yeah, that shot pays off. He doesn't get stung by too many nettles.
Takes a little drink of the refreshment.
A bunch of Germans appreciate it. Those guys all speak the secret language. Eagle hits a branch on the putt.
Just wants to make the par a little bit more impressive. I do that quite often. I'm great at that. making something look really hard that's pretty easy.
Birdie for Seppo. Nicely done. And Simon will do the same. So Simon clawing back a couple more strokes.
Yeah, he's weaseling his way up there.
He's trying. 13th, par 3, 108 meters. This one is on a bit of a slope, and there's a lot of low branches. Backhand turnover or forehand is the primary play. The difficult thing is just controlling speed on the hillside, not finding yourself in the woods on the right, or maybe I've seen a lot of people make the mistake of just being super short, trying to go a little too low. We've got a 6-stroke gap right now. As luck would have it, there's 6 holes left.
There are 6 holes left. 6 down for Simon's the only thing he can do, and just hope that Eagle forgets that he's still got to win a major.
Oh, come on.
Whoa!
Oh, that is so close.
And that's, we're talking about him controlling the angles of discs when he throws them, and it's so sweet to watch his flight. Seppo just, once again...
Well,
speaking of, it's not even closer. Seppo's shot to hit the cage is now the furthest shot of those two from the pin. Wow. And we've talked about this in past tournaments, but all these players coming up and throwing the forehand so efficiently and combining it with the backhand and not even having trouble switching between the two. That seems to be the problem with some people, is that they trust one and they can do the other, but can they switch between the two in the middle of the round? That was like the thing that, and we got another ring here.
Nicely done.
That is what's making it so frustrating, as these kids are just getting better and better. Cut it out.
14th hole, par 4, 256 after the nice star frame by the guys. This one you're looking for a long hyzering shot from a right-handed thrower. Try to get out here past the 100-meter stake onto this upslope, setting up a pretty open approach, really. If you can set up the drive right, this hole gets pretty easy. You've just got to go up there, get on this upsloping green, hopefully hit a bullseye. And this is, for the first time now, Eagle's got more strokes than there are holes left. That's kind of that magic moment where you really start to feel like, this is mine.
Yeah, I'm sure he started feeling like that when he woke up for round 2.
Yeah, maybe, but you don't want to get ahead of yourself.
Of course
That's
not.
a big mistake. So
no,
I wouldn't be surprised if he's keeping his foot down on the gas and knowing the talent of the players behind him, even though he's playing at an insanely high level. You can't take anything for granted.
No, you most certainly cannot. And we're talking about the game plan and how that keeps players focused. You have a game plan on every shot. You have an idea of what you need to throw. And that keeps you in the game. You don't start thinking about outcomes. You don't start thinking about first place, second place, major titles. You've never won one before.
Does this swing in time? I think it does. And we've just seen 3 great drives so far.
And that's what helped Paul Macbeth shoot the 18 down last week at D-Glow. Just having an idea on every single hole and focusing on that, and not necessarily the fact that you could be making, I don't want to say history. I'm sure somebody has shot 18 down at some point, but not at that stage. And 4 fantastic drives. Those are all in the prime position. Those are so
good, all of those. Really far and really left. So it sets you up to make this approach as easy as it can possibly be. You can see Simon has the room to swing a hyzer into the green, which is a great advantage.
Yeah, especially when you're on like he is right now. One stroke off perfect right now through 14. 13 down.
And can it be done quietly? I feel like maybe we're just getting kind of jaded. We're seeing so much incredible golf while we're doing this commentary. It's like, how many times can you say somebody's 13 down through 14 and you could almost kind of say, yeah, he's doing pretty good, I think. But he's playing phenomenal.
He hasn't made many mistakes.
Yeah. And he was putting for birdie on hole 2. Pretty routine approaches here.
It's also worth noting, and we've mentioned it before in earlier rounds, he's dealing with a wrist injury. I mean, we've seen him tape his wrist. He's been getting massages and
trying some therapy.
Physical therapy on the wrist. And again, we're going to get another ringer, I think.
Oh, yeah, the bird's going to make him ring him now.
Yep.
He's feeling fancy-free. Hole 15, par 4, 228 meters, sloping gently downhill. This one you want to throw a very flat drive, flip up a hyzer a little bit if you can, get a nice long ride, and then move a little bit to the left. Going for a big shot is key here, really, because the gap does narrow down. It's hard to approach this green from very far away, but these guys definitely have the potential to get into putter range with a big 150-meter shot.
Wow. That's really good. And again, the quiet, almost perfect round continues from Simon.
Yeah, that's a great spot to be.
Mm-hmm. You know, and for him at this point, with the holes counting down and Eagle continuing his ridiculous pace that he's on, the win is gone. I mean, let's just face it. Like, there's really only one dangerous hole, 17, because that's the only hole that has out of bounds that's really remaining. The win's gone.
It's not that dangerous.
It's not really that dangerous. So, at this point, Simon is really just chasing course record, and which is very attainable right now. If he birdies out, he shoots course record at 17 down, shoots a 50.
Wow.
And also, he's still trying to hold off Paul McBeth, who is making a charge from the chase card.
Will does not like that one. Too high, too inside. Going to be a tough spot to make the approach from.
And there's
really tough.
Yeah. He might be laying down a cut roller.
Oh, no. Ambitious idea there. I mean, that was probably the only way to reach the basket, but obviously makes contact with the only tree he really couldn't hit.
Oh,
and this is an errant shot as well. Can't have a bike there. Usually he'll take care of it.
He does it all. And it's worth noting that these players, Seppo and Will, they're all battling for very important spots here as well. So just because they're not competing for the win doesn't mean that there's not a huge amount of importance in each shot that they're throwing.
Eagle with a nice shot there, just a little past the basket. And look at Simon. Just a little standstill P2.
Seppo will clean up his par with a bullseye there.
This is Will for par. And that really wasn't close. He's going to have to settle for bogey. Nice birdie from Eagle. And from Simon. And Seppo in for par. Hole 16, par 5, 302 meters. Starting out with a bit of a tunnel shot. You've got to get out all the way out and into the field to have any chance to get up there for that miraculous eagle that our buddy Eagle almost got in round 3. But really, you just need to get out, set yourself up to get down to the bottom of this hill, leaving you just maybe 75 meters to the basket. That's the best way to play the hole. but it's a lot easier to say it than to do it because this gap is pretty small. Simon finds the dead middle of it, though.
Oh, yeah.
And that's cruising.
And a 3 on this hole puts him on pace for 18 out of 18. I mean, it's crazy to think that how much hype was generated after Paul's round last week, that it could just kind of seem like the norm that this is just something that happens now. Just these courses happen to set up for a lot of birdie opportunities. Don't get used to this, folks. This is not something that we're going to be seeing at all these courses coming up for the remainder of the season.
No way.
But, maybe it will be. Who knows?
It better not be.
Yeah, if it
Unless
is, then
it's me doing it.
I'm going to find myself doing commentary a lot more and a lot less disc golf. That's just too much for me to handle, man.
Couple errant drives here. Eagle's going to go with a roller, try to recover from that early tree hit.
Maybe meet a few fans up there.
Will with the standstill. Must have been tough footing on that side slope. And Seppo's going to be running downhill here. Can be very difficult to get your height right. He seems to have done a good job of it. Although I'm sure he was going for a turnover there.
Let's see if Simon can attack this. This seems like this is in that perfect spot where you can see the pin from there. And he set it right out of his hand too low. And you just clear that hillside, that little bit of a hill. If he had 3 more feet of height, that could have been up there looking for that eagle look. Which begs the question, which came first, the eagle or the eagle?
I don't understand the question.
I don't either.
And here is Will. Low ceiling. Needs to hyzer in a hurry.
Oh, and that was looking really nice.
Not bad.
Yeah. He's actually putted perfect so far inside the circle for the round. So if that's inside the circle, maybe he feels the confidence at that range today.
Seppo, great shot.
Another technical, really well executed shot there from Mr. Paju.
Simon definitely trying to make that. He didn't like it out of his hand. It's good enough, but it wasn't the run he was looking for.
Yeah, he'll have to settle for birdie. Shucks.
Eagle not going to make birdie from there.
Will from just outside the circle's edge. Good news and bad news, keeping that inside the circle percentage still at 100%. Bad news, he's going to take another stroke.
Yeah. Nice birdie from Simon. Course record still very much in play.
Mm-hmm. 17 is a fairly easy birdie for him. The 18 does provide a challenge in that the distance control can be tricky and there's a little bit of a limb, but I think we're going to go into 18. My prediction is we're going to go into 18 with a chance for that record.
17th is a par 4, 175 meters straight uphill. These guys are going to be getting the disc all the way up here to this white 50-meter stake, perhaps even past. They've been picking this hole apart. I mean, the big throwers have a great advantage on any uphill hole. You can really bite off a lot of distance.
Simon, one of the 2 people in the world in the 1,000-foot club.
Too much turnover there, but he's still got a bunch of distance. This is a bomb. Don't go out of bounds. Oh, no.
Appears as if it has. Oh!
Nice.
We got a safe call. All right. A little bit of high grass creeping its way into the fairway, giving us a hard time making that call from the booth here.
Eagle also with a little too much turnover, but you can't really fault him for staying away from the OB in the position he's in. And Will doesn't like it, but I think it's going to be okay. Yeah, that's just fine. It's a little scary anytime you're near the OB, though.
And what a powerful weapon to have. Throw it that much hyzer that far uphill takes a ton of power to make it continue to go forward, and he has all the power in the world.
Nice shot from Simon. Both of those guys recovering very well from the position too far to the right.
I feel like that's going to be the longest putt he's had for birdie in this whole back nine so far. He's just been, if it's not been bullseye, it's been right outside the bullseye this whole time. He's just been picking it apart.
And here's Seppo. These guys are looking for more shakers, I think.
Yeah, it looks like it. And Simon, we're going to be going in to the final hole with a chance for, I'm going to call it history. I mean, for the course at least. It's
sure.
Chance of course record. And, I mean, if you had told anyone that Simon was going to shoot 17 down this last round, you might have said there could be a little bit of pressure put on Eagle. Not that he's, oh, yeah, they did it for him. That's great.
Hole 18, the last hole of this major championship. Downhill, 136 meters, dead ahead. No OB to speak of. Just get your disc on a good gliding line and control the speed. These guys are going to go putter and mid-range.
It's basically a 446-foot-long red carpet walk for Mr. Eagle McMahon, who's going to be walking away with his first major title.
Simon, P2.
It's looking good. It's a bit short, but
it's a putt.
It's definitely dramatic.
Simon, ever the showman, doesn't want to bullseye it.
No.
Seppo, the low line. If it's got speed, yes. Oh, man, really sticky grass, but still going to be putting. And Eagle not going to go with the forehand. I believe this is the brand new P3X.
No, as hard as he's throwing that, yeah, it's something without a ton of glide. And we've got 3 shots again, all short. That's going to be a nice little easy pitch up for Eagle. I don't think he's going to have anything to do with looking at that one.
And Will is getting turnover he doesn't need there. Choosing to lay up there, I think, knowing that he's got the big sexy team by a stroke.
Oh, you're talking about Schusterick. Yeah, Schusterick is going to finish in 6th place with that layup there.
Simon. Oh, and the fans knew it for the course record. He'll have to settle for just a share of it pending this putt.
Yeah.
There it is, minus 16. Valiant effort from the Wunderkind.
And, of course, holding on to that 2nd place finish. Will Schusterick coming in 6th. Seppo at 5th, I believe.
Maybe 3rd.
3rd.
Either
no,
way,
4th.
The guy
4th,
we're looking for is Eagle McMahon. Congratulations to the bird. Incredible performance. One of the great performances that I've ever been around to witness.
Yeah, it certainly had a buzz the whole time, just from the first round coming out hot like that. We thought a 14 under from Simon was a great start. Nope, 16 down, just setting the pace, then matching again the 2nd round. It was just like his tournament to lose from the very beginning. And congratulations to Seppo Paju for his best finish in a major at 4th place.
There you have it, folks. The Konopiste Open. Eagle is hoisting the crystal. He has won it, and in spectacular fashion. We really appreciate everybody tuning in. Let's hear from the champ.
This morning, I just wanted to get on the course, play, and get it over with. I was so ready to just be the major champion, and yeah, that was all that was going through my head. How does it feel to be champion? It's something that I've been longing for a long time, just to have that major title under my belt. It's really phenomenal, and I feel like I can just start moving forward with my disc golf career.
It looks like the year of the Shield is a pretty good prediction with a 1-2 finish for the Crush boys. Green hits, 78% for Simon, 72% for Seppo. Looking at the bullseyes, Seppo takes the lead with 33%. Will was not finding the bullseye today. A little bit of a rougher round, 6%. Inside circle putting, Will was playing well though, 100% there along with Simon. Eagle with one miss, dropping him to 90. Seppo at 82. Penalties, it's a short story, 0.
None. Eagle McMahon, 0 penalties for the weekend. 1 missed putt inside the circle for the weekend. 1 bogey due to a rollaway for the weekend.
And here is our leaderboard. 58 down, 53 for Simon, 49 for Paul, 47 for Seppo, and the biggest, sexiest score of them all, minus 40 for Jerm and myself.
40 under was a good number. I was told that was going to be the winning score. I shot that. I got beat by 18.
You should have asked the Eagle what the winning score was going to be.
Yeah.
As we see these great pictures of just pure joy from him. Oh, this is a different kind of shaker. Wow. Congratulations, Eagle. Please subscribe to SpinTV for more content like this.